Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I hope that all is well. So, I'm just waiting for my guest on the Instagram and we will get right to this live, okay? And as you already see, the title is Why Women Over 40 Should Work Out. Hey, Betty, how are you? So, I'm just waiting for my guest and then we will get this show and this party on the road. Just a few housekeeping things. If you have any questions, put them in that little circle on the bottom that has a question mark in it so that we can see it, because depending on how many people come to the live, it may get lost in the comments, okay? So I am just waiting for my guest to show up and then we will get started. Hey, I am Tara. How are you? I hope all is well. Thank you so much for showing up. And as you come in, hey, The Wife Studio, how are you? And as you come in, be sure to leave where you are tuning in from in the comment section. Feel free to talk with each other in the comments. And if you have any, hey, Poison Ivy, and if you have any input that you want to put in, be sure to place it in the comment section. And thank you so much, straight out of Kenya. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm just waiting for my guest to come in. Let me see if I can send her an invite, though she's not on the live right now. Let's see. L Boogie. There we go. Wait, let me see her. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to bring my guest in. Okay, there she go. And I'm just waiting for her to come in. Hey, 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 yes, jumping in from Charlotte, North Carolina. Guess what? I'm going to be in North Carolina at the end of the month. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So I'm excited. I'm going to be in Winston-Salem. So let me just see if I can text her or write her really quick and just tell her that I'm here. So bear with me 2 seconds. Okay. So I'm just waiting for her to come on in. Whoop, whoop. Yes, I'm coming. I'm actually going to put a poster and I'm going to put my text number because I do want to meet up with some people while I am out there in North Carolina. And that would be great. I would love to come out there and teach a class while I'm out there. So I know I have some people that follow me from North Carolina. Hey, so I am here live on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and there we go. Winston, okay, awesome, cool, 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 cool. All right, we're about to get this party started. Yes. So she sent her a lot. Hey, girl, how are you? Yes, yes. I may have to sit this up just a little bit. Yes, yes. Where are my assistants that can pass me a book? Awesome. So the Wife Studio, I'm gonna need a bigger book. I'm definitely going to put out a poster that will have my number where people can reach out to me while I'm out there in North Carolina. Awesome. On the 29th. Yes, I'll be out there. I'll be coming out there on the 27th. Okay. So yes, I'll be out there. All right, y'all. So let me get this introduction on and popping. My name is Bernadette Henry of Make It Fun NYC, where I make jerk off and exercise as a whole more fun and exciting for anyone looking to live a healthy and active lifestyle. I'm also a wellness coach for women over 40 to help manage your physical, mental, and emotional wellness. And today I am here with Lateisha Denike, also known as L Boogie. I met her on TikTok land, doing her videos, doing her dancing, sporting her good bras. I know y'all be asking about the what sports bra to wear, so you got that there, and she could talk to you more about it. So before we get into this topic of why women over 40 should work out, go ahead and introduce yourself, Queen.
Hey guys, so yep, L Boogie is my IG handle and my TikTok handle. But I am here as an influencer, fitness influencer. Really is a passion of mine. I just turned 40 in December, so I'm new to the 40s crew. But trust me, my body is happy that I'm staying active and things like that. So as Bernadette had mentioned, we found each other on TikTok. and just a mutual respect. Honestly, I completely respect everything that she does. I just think it's so dope. Hey Edmonton Strong, what's going on? Thank you for joining the live. And I feel like this topic is something that really, really is important, and women and men should hear it. So, enough about me. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, I don't really have much to say about myself other than, fitness is my passion. Truth be told. So we'll kind of get into that.
Yes. So, many of us are busy moms over 40, and some of us may be stressed with the everyday stresses of life or the everyday madness of life. And that can include, depending on our circumstances, it can be our job, it can be our business, it can be our children, it can be our spouse, it can just be like us caring and thinking about ourselves. So many different things that we have to think about. And quite honestly, these things can be very overwhelming, right? And at the end of the day, no matter what, there is going to be stress, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of how you deal with it that's going to make the difference, okay? And let me just give you some stats, because sometimes women that are middle-aged or in their 40s, they start to have some esteem issues, right? And it could come from various reasons. Like, a lot of us have different things that we've dealt with in our lifetime, and maybe we haven't dealt with those things, or we just are so overwhelmed with life, overwhelmed with, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? What am I going to do? How is it going to happen? What support system did I have, right? And in a 2014 study on women in middle age, it found that most women begin to feel invisible and dismissed by society by the time they were 50. Among thousands of women surveyed, all right, 75% felt ignored by men in the crowd. 50% felt that they were left by self and judged negatively left on a shelf and judged negatively because of their age. 60% felt that society was geared towards younger women. 50% wished they were that society was more focused on the plight of life, and only 15% of women at this age reported feeling confident. And that is it's insane, right? So it's a lot of work that we need to do, right? So there are several ways that, as women over 40, that we can kind of ease these things, and start to feel better about ourselves, right? And
absolutely.
Yep. And I see you online all the time. You're working out, you're happy, you have your smile, you have your kids, and it's like, okay, we're just doing the things that make us feel good, right?
I mean, it's literally that simple. Yeah.
And it's like, no matter if it's 10 minutes, no matter if it's, only 15%. And I was even blown away when I seen these stats. I was just like, oh my gosh, that is insane, And like I said, because we just go, sometimes we don't realize how bad it is, And then especially in this social media world, a lot of times many women are looking at other women and they're comparing themselves, and
yeah.
And I see it with moms all the time. Whether you had your kid 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, you're feeling some type of way because you see this other lady on Instagram that may have had a baby 6 months ago, and then 6 months later, their body is just like, wow.
Snatched.
Right. And you're comparing yourself to this person that doesn't live your life.
Right. Literally. Yeah. And you also have to understand and put it into context, which I don't think people do, which is, if you see a public figure, chances are they have a lot more at their fingertips in order to even look like that. I mean, let's just be honest. They probably have a personal trainer, the best dietitian. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these women are still nursing, but they look so, they're like snatched. And also some of this plastic surgery. So you really have to just kind of put it in context. You can't really compare, because it really would be apples and oranges. That lifestyle is completely different, and they have access to way other resources than you do. you know? And at the end of the day, I take pride in the fact knowing that I my butt to even look the way that I do. I've had 3 kids. I still have extra skin. I still have a fupa, you know, and I know it's probably not going anywhere. And you know what? I'm okay with that because I feel like I'm just doing what I do. I feel great about myself, you know, and I'm doing what is my passion, which is fitness, you know. So I love, you know, I feel good about knowing that I'm working out rather than knowing that I don't have like a little bit of extra skin. I mean, I gave birth to 3 children.
Right.
I mean, I deserve that extra skin as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
I earned it.
And the thing about it is that, you know, as we start to get older, we cannot expect to be this person that we were when we were like 20 years old. Like,
that's a real thing, and I'm glad you said that. I'm actually glad you said that because that's perspective right there.
Yeah, you know, like a lot of people, you know, they look and they say, "Oh my gosh, I was at the best shape of my life when I was 20 and I was 30." But you got to realize, you know, as you start to age, our bodies are changing. We had kids. We can't like just go in and like even me with my working out, I can't go and do the same things I did when I was like 20 years old. Like I have some wear and tear. I have things going on and I have to like, you know, shape my workouts and everything that I do according to what my body is, you know. And you know, as you start to mature, like things are just going to start happening, you know. And then you wear, and sometimes like you wear your stress and you just go on into the maturity of life and you just, and at this point I don't even preach working out for weight loss. I preach working out for wellness, you know. Working out is what's going to keep me sane. Working out is, yes, it's going to help me with my physical goals, but yes, also it's going to mentally take me away and emotionally take me away from that stress. Like when I spend that 10, 15 minutes working out, like I feel good. And I tell people and I say, hey, maybe it's an over exaggeration, but I feel like I'm in another country when I'm working out because I put my music on and I tune out. I don't think about what I'm cooking for dinner. I don't think about my husband. I don't think about what happened at work. I don't think about nothing. It's just me, my music, and the work. And for me, that is a lot.
Yeah. And it's funny because I just recently started listening to music. Well, I mean, the gym has music already. But like I just started listening, having headphones. You know, and people would ask, like, how do you work out without headphones? And I'm like, honestly, it's easy. I'm in a zone. Like that, it's that simple. When I'm in my zone and this is my time, I'm good. With or without headphones, trust me, I'm in my. It doesn't matter.
Right. Look, I gotta have me some headphones. If I'm in the gym and I don't have that music like on my ears, I will leave. If I don't have no money to buy no new headphones, I will leave because it's just such a different energy. Like just to have it like. And it's just a different energy, you know. Like I deal with the speaker.
But you're right, it is different energy. I will acknowledge that, but I can operate in either energies. I'm good because I feel like it's my time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether my time has theme music in my ears or not, it's still my time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, different strokes for different.
Exactly. Yeah. So before I get to the 3 points, I see a question here. Okay. I am Tara said, how many times a week should I exercise? What's ideal? So we'll answer from both of our perspectives. So I would say, look at your life and see what's realistic for your lifestyle. And it also really depends on your goals. So last year, like me, like years ago, when I had the time and not as much responsibilities, I was able to go in like maybe 5 to 7 days a week, right? But now with everything going on and just really being realistic with myself, last year in January 2020, I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to at least do 10 sets of 100 jumps at least 3 to 5 times a week. Okay. So whether I did more or whether I did less, it was at least at minimum 3 times a week, because I realized, okay, I know I have the kids, I work remotely, sometimes I'm tired, I have so many things going on. So you really have to make a commitment based on what's good for you and your lifestyle.
Right. I totally agree with that. I think a minimum of 2 to 3 times a week is actually a really good place to start, especially if you're not used to working out. You definitely don't want to start doing 5-6 days a week, overwhelming yourself. If you don't have guidance, if you don't have a trainer, I would not recommend going that many times, because your body needs time to recover, and then you work your way up. If you have the time, you can work your way up to actually working out that many times. Now, for me, I actually work out 5 to 6 times a week. I have a personal trainer. I've been working out for a really long time, so my body is used to that. And so when it comes to that level of working out, that is how I operate, based on my lifestyle. I'm a single mother of 3, so when I drop the kids off to daycare, I'm going straight to the gym. Like, that is my schedule. You know what I mean? And then I come home and I log in and I go to work. But so I would say 2 to 3 times is good. Start off. But if you're a little bit but if you're a little bit more advanced, 5 to 6 times a week is not, that's not uncommon to do. It just really depends on your level.
Yeah, depends on your level, depends on your goals, and it just depends on all of those things.
Yes, like I knew I actually wanted to become an influencer when I first hired my trainer. So that, believe it or not, was our entire goal this whole time. And then when it finally happened, now is to maintain that, right? Because that you work so hard for this opportunity, you want to work hard to maintain it as well. So that's why, you always see me online, you always see me grinding. Hey, Nate, what's going on? Bernadette, do you know Nate? Nate Offer from TikTok.
Wait, with Nate. No, yes. Where is he?
Yes, he popped in the live, and he's also a great person. I mean, Nate is a beast. Okay.
Yes, Nate, the dancer, the Zumba dancer. Yes.
Yes. I've done a lot of his TikTok challenges. And it's crazy because as much as people see me grinding, I am, where I'm at is sort of limited because I'm older now. I have a lot of ailments in my body. So, where I'm at is great, but it's, there's always room for improvement. And that's what always keeps me going, is, trying to improve this area or that area. So, sometimes you never want to compare.
Exactly.
You never want to compare at all.
Yep. So the bottom line really to that question is really do what works for you and your goals and your lifestyle. Okay. So just a reminder, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the question box, because the comment section will probably be a lot. So just put them in the question box so I can directly see your questions. So one way to show up for yourself, especially if you're a woman over 40, T-John, is to show up for yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, right? And that can include things that's going to help you keep a clear head and movement that will keep you energized, fit, and mentally clear. So for everybody, that's going to look different. Some people, of course, you want to do something that keeps you active, whether that's walking, whether that's jumping rope, whether that's lifting weights, whether that's turning on music and dancing. You want to do something that's going to keep you moving, okay? If you're into meditation, you want to meditate, you want to journal, you want to go to therapy, do the things that bring you joy. So, and also these are the things also that would keep you confident. So even if you're this woman that has so much going on and you don't know what to do with yourself, like just doing something that's for you, even if it's 10 minutes, an hour, whatever blockage of time that you can take for yourself, it's going to, do good for you, like I said, mentally and physically.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a trooper in taking your time. You know, you have to. You can't keep pouring. I mean, listen, I learned this the hard way so many times until I learned the lesson. You know what I mean? I finally learned the lesson, which is you can't pour from a up.
Right.
You can't do, right? So you have to be in the best, mental space possible in order to deal with your life. And there's some days where my life is less hectic. There's some days when it's super hectic, right? And I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even deal with it the best, way all the time.
Right.
But I will say my overall level and being able to deal with my life and stress has tremendously improved because I'm so active.
Right. And you're doing something for yourself. And I know a lot of times, especially when you're, a mom and things like that, you feel guilty. Like you feel guilty, like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen with the kids? What's going to happen with the man? What's going to happen with this? What's going to happen with that? But what's going to happen if you don't take care of yourself? What's going to happen if you don't take like 10 minutes, whatever the time is? What happens if you don't take that time out for you? And then things start to build up and build up and build up. And then you're just it's not gonna, turn out good. So you have to, yes, and the kids will be fine. Your husband will be fine.
Yes.
The pets will be fine. Like whoever it is, they will be fine. Like it's just like when you have your children have doctor's appointments, you have it on a calendar, and guess what? You make sure that you go. So you want to make sure the same with your self-care is when you, the same thing with your self-care is you want to make sure you put you on a calendar. Even if you have to put yourself on the calendar, at May 27th at 3:00, this is my time I'm going to work out. If you have friends, put them on the calendar, especially if you are really busy. Like call your friends like, hey, look, we haven't hung out in a long time, or we haven't spoken in a long time. What day are you available? Let's put it on the calendar. Because a lot of times now, the way I'm so busy that it's just like now it's just like I have to put it on the calendar or else I'm going to forget, because in between the social medias, in between the business, in between the job, it's like, okay, like you got to pencil in that time for yourself just like you do for everybody else. Number two, another thing you want to do is you want to heal yourself. You want to heal yourself because, a lot of times you've lived a full life. There are many negative thoughts and many unresolved issues that you have. And it's like, as long as you don't deal with them, you're going to stay trapped, which may cause low self-esteem, right? And this, and when you have issues, like not really like issues, but when you're mentally and you're emotionally trapped, physically, no matter how much you exercise, no matter how much water you drink, no matter how good of a diet you have, if you're not good here and here, it's not going to work out for you. Because guess what? If you're mentally boggled down, right, you're gonna have that mindset of, I know I need to do this, and these are the things that I need to do. And let's be real, like, if you turn on your TV, you have a cable channel, there's several exercise channels. You have Netflix, I'm sure you can find an exercise video. You have Amazon Prime, they have exercises galore. You go to YouTube, there's thousands of workout videos. You go to Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you go, there is going to be so many things. There's going to be so many meal plans. There's going to be so many telling you to drink your water and things like that. But mentally, if you're bogged down and you're stressed, even though you know what to do, you're not going to do it, right? And then emotionally, if you're having like these issues, guess what? You're going to go to the things like eating extra candy or eating a lot more chocolate or doing the things that are not good for you, right? Like not in excess. Okay, let's say doing the things that's not good for you in excess. So you're not going to be in that place to even physically do anything, because then you may be motivated this week, right? But then next week something come up and you're just like, okay, I'm just depressed. I can't do it no more. So let's talk about how, healing or how dealing with your emotional and mental wellness affects your physical wellness.
Absolutely. First, I wanted to shout out my personal trainer. I don't know if he's still in here, but he put up the
sculptor. Hey.
Thank you so much for stopping in. Shout out to him. He knows professional. So, with respect to like healing and stuff like that, a lot of what you describe, a lot of the byproduct of not taking care of yourself mentally and what you described, I actually went through that personally. Okay. And so I could completely resonate with pretty much everything you described. And, the most important thing I think to make the decision to do is, okay, if you're busy, because, a lot of people make the excuse, oh, I'm busy, or, whatever the excuse is. What I will say to that is, do you feel like the effort, do you feel like your mental health is worth that effort to put forth to make it a priority? Okay? Is it, do you feel, and again, that might be a self-esteem issue, because do you feel like you're worth that energy? Do you feel like you're worth putting in that work for yourself? I know you'll do it at work, right? I know you'll put in the effort to get that paid. I know you for your kid. But can you look at yourself and think worth that same energy and then do it? And most people don't look at it like that. They don't look at it like wow, I'm worth that effort. But I had to actually tell myself, you're worth doing the work. And once I finally told myself that, I went to therapy. I was still working, I started working out. So for me, it was still a deep dive into really, really trying to address a lot of stuff that I was dealing with, because I came to realize that doing it on my own wasn't working.
Right.
It got me to a place where I was at the moment, which wasn't in a healthy mindset. So, I feel like, mind, body, spirit, I don't think we should neglect any of it. Nope. I feel like we actively work on all three of these at the same time, because that's you. That's the embodiment. Oh, my little cousin from Virginia is in the live.
Cousin from Virginia.
But that's the embodiment of you. So I feel like it's important for you to understand, like this is the make of mind, body, soul. You shouldn't neglect any of that at all. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out, like, focusing on your spirituality, health. That's not really balance, So if you're always fighting some sort of balance in your life, try focusing on mind, body, spirit. And you'll probably find sort of balance within yourself. Because a lot of it, then you can deal with situations a lot better. Maybe they won't stress you out as much. Maybe they won't stress you out at all. Really just kind of taking. So that's kind of like my take on it. I feel like really, really do what it takes for yourself. You are worth the.
And everything that you said is absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Like a lot of people, they're so focused on losing the physical weight, right? Not realizing that those mental and emotional weights, they got to go too, right? So it's like everything is so important. I definitely agree, right? So the next point that I would make is learning a new skill, doing something new, right? A lot of times when you learn something new or do something that you've never done before, you get this air of confidence. You're just like, oh my gosh, wow, like I was able to do that. And that will help like diminish some of that depression that you're going through. So whether that's learning how to make some kind of new meal, or whether that's you learning how to do a new dance, or learning or doing something different that you've never done before. Like say you never in your life lifted weights, and then you started lifting weights and you saw how it shaped your body as opposed to doing cardio. Like just learning something totally new will also not just help boost your confidence, but it'll also help to boost your self-esteem, because now you're like, okay, I'm bad now.
Right. To kind of touch on that, the irony of this whole fitness journey mine is me transitioning from kickboxing strength training was back learning something new. And honestly, it has been back for me. Discovering how strong I am, discovering how strong I am. Just little things like that are like huge wins for me. You know, the self discovery thing. Like, if you're constantly discovering things about yourself, discovering strength, I mean, that to me, that's a win-win. If you're constantly, you know, you want to take. Do you want to take care of?
No, it's fine.
You wanted me to stop talking.
No, go ahead. Don't just keep talking.
Okay. But you know, I've also switched, you know, career twice, three times, you know, in my lifetime, specifically because I wanted to challenge myself to learn something new. So I like to joke myself that I'm a glutton for punishment, but really, I started over so many times in life, and still here thriving. It just goes to show how kids are, of learn things. You know, I would say never be afraid to learn something new.
Right.
You never know. It actually might be a passion of yours. You just never know. Hey, my cousin just came in here. Hey, Jane.
Hey, cousin.
You never know. Might end up being a passion of yours. So, you know, and my whole motivation originally, believe it or not, was my family be overweight. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm 5'3". I feel like I'm too small to be big, and that's just me. I'm only 5'3". I'm a little itty bitty thing, okay? And so that was kind of my motivation behind staying consistent, because I wanted to be me. Like, I didn't want to follow tradition, all the older family. I wanted to be my version of myself, right? And I never envisioned myself being overweight. I had to kind of take things into my own hands and like create my own thing within life. And it's such a passion of mine. And you know, so I'm gonna keep working till the wheels fall off.
Right. And that's also true, because now you really tap into the why, right? And I think that a lot of people's whys are so off. They're so wrong. They're so invalid, right? Because a lot of people, their whys are to be in shape to go on this cruise, right? Or to be in, or to be able to wear a certain dress for their birthday, or to go outside and meet a new man, or whatever. These whys are very generic, and these whys are very wrong, because guess what? When you have these superficial whys, you're only going to do things temporary, right? To get that temporary result. To go back to how you were before, you know, your why has to be like, so it has to really come from you, and something that's going to like really drive you, right? So like, for example, before pandemic hit in January last year, right? I said to myself, look, I said, I don't want to be on my blood pressure medication, right? And I didn't say I wanted to lose weight. I said, I don't want to be on my blood pressure medication, right? And I just want to be consistent. So that's the reason why I said to myself last year, January, the goal was to at least do what, 10 sets of 100 jumps at least. And that was just bare minimum, okay? Not to say that I just did the bare minimum, but that was just the realistic goal that I set for myself. Okay, at least 10 sets of 100 jumps, at least 3 to 5 times a week. That was my goal. And the challenge was really just staying consistent, right? So that was the goal, as well as like eliminating blood pressure pills, right? So in January 2020, I was on 3 blood pressure medications, and I was about 250 pounds or so, right? By Thanksgiving, right? By November, I had lost 30 pounds and I eliminated one of three pills, right? And I know some people will look at it and say, oh my gosh, it took you that long to lose that amount of weight, right? But guess what? Whatever I did is sustainable, right? I can continue on to do the things and still even. Hey, doctor, that's my homie, Mr. Cardiologist. Yes. and the thing is, those things that I did to lose them 30 pounds and eliminate one blood pressure pill are things that I can maintain. Things I can maintain. I didn't go on no crash diet. I didn't go to the gym for like 2 and 3 hours. Like whatever I did is easy to maintain. And yes, of course, in the holidays, I gained some of it back. And am I going to beat myself up? No, because guess what? I'm still doing the things like being consistent and doing, whatever it is I have to do. So your why has to really be deep and it has to really be personal. It just can't be generic. Okay. Because guess what? If you're not happy, like with who you are, with the weight, it don't matter how much weight you lose. If you didn't deal, and going back to really dealing with your issues, no matter how much weight you lose, you're still not going to be happy.
Yeah. You can lose weight, but if you're still thinking the same, I mean, what really has changed upstairs?
Nothing.
Not really much, And so my idea about like those destination fitness goals, cause I call them destinations, right? Oh, the wedding. Oh, my birthday. Oh, but there's always that destination date that like by this, you know what I'm saying? I want to accomplish X, Y, Z. I'm not opposed to actually I'm not opposed to, letting that motivate you to get started, right? Because, truth be told, whatever floats your boat to get started.
Right.
But what I think is important is, if you're really, really, really doing this, right? Even start off with a generic goal, right? It's very possible to still have it transition into actual, right? So I'm not opposed to how you get started or why you get started. The thing for me is, now that you feel great, now that you see how much work you had to put in to actually get to this level, has it transformed? Have you learned the lesson?
Right.
Like, have you learned that my body operates better? If you're not paying attention to that, you completely miss the whole entire point of getting started, And like I said, it's okay if you start off with a generic idea. We're not always gonna start off being like, I want to transform my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But as long as you get started, right? And then when you're on the journey, are you learning the lesson?
Right.
Are you learning like, okay, my body feels better this way. I have a lot more energy. My attitude is better. I'm sleeping better. If you're not mentally tuning in to what is happening to you, then to me, that's the shame. That is you missing that really, really important gem of the journey, which it doesn't, the destination is not really what, that it's not the destination. It's really the journey.
Right.
Right? It's not, this is the sprint. So the sprint is the destination, but the marathon is the journey. If you're not really understanding that, you're completely missing the whole thing. You're gonna lose weight. You're gonna gain back.
Right.
You're gonna struggle. You're gonna lose weight again because you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna miss the whole entire lesson of the journey.
Right.
So, like I said, I'll never, like, if I have a friend that says, oh, I want to lose weight by this date, I'll always say, okay, that's fine if it was getting started. But just understand that when you get to that point, what are you going to do?
Right. And then is this reason really going to hold you accountable to wanting to do it? you know
Yeah.
so like I said, like the destinations, they're really great, but sometimes people are not going to hold themselves accountable to it.
No, you're
you know
absolutely right. Like I said, once the destination comes, and now you no longer are motivated by that destination,
right.
have you understood what your body needs in order to sustain the lifestyle? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And like some people do, they transition to be like, you know what? This has become a lifestyle,
Yep.
and that's where you clap. You're saying, okay, you figured it out. You got it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if your motives are off, I mean, you're gonna struggle.
Hey Alex, hey cousin Shama, and that's the thing. Like like when you're like maybe in your 20s, it's easy to be like, okay, yeah, I need to lose this amount within this time to do X, Y, and Z. And because you're still young, your metabolism is up there. You can do it, right? But then it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you looking at your 40s now, like. You're gonna have to put in some more efforts. Look, you better come up with a better reason than you trying to get ready for that cruise.
Let me tell you.
You're gonna have to do a lot more than when you was at, like, honestly, like our metabolisms are slowing down. We're so busy and chaotic. It's like, are we even gonna have that time? It's just bananas. But it's definitely like worth the journey, whatever it is that you decide to do. Definitely worth the journey.
Absolutely. And the idea behind what you said about being younger and having to lose weight. If you really think about it, when you're younger, and well, by the way, if you're somebody that's younger that is in shape, let me say, are younger people struggle to lose weight, and I don't want to, I don't want to kind of bypass that,
Right.
But specifically talking about somebody that is in shape, and if they want to lose 5 pounds, they only got to do like one thing. You know what I mean? Keep in mind, when you're younger, you're eating a lot. Your metabolism is very active, right? As adults, we're so busy doing so much for everybody else that what we forget to eat, right? That is one of the main reasons why our metabolism slows down, because it's actually not working, because we're not eating.
Right.
And so that's the whole irony of it. So a lot of times people think, oh, I'm going to eat less and I'm going to lose weight. And it's like, actually,
it don't work like
no.
that. Yep.
Your body might need to eat. You actually might need to eat 3 times more that you're eating in order for your metabolism to kick in and start burning that fat, And so I feel like that's where the conscious Leo says research over research.
Right.
And so what he always means by that is like, look it up. Don't go off of what you've always done.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially if you're not where you want to be physically, I would not recommend doing what you've always done.
Right.
It's not working. You have to be real with yourself and kind of like come to terms with like, okay, I might need help. And that was one of the things for me. That's why I hired a personal trainer. Prior to me coming to that realization, when I tell you I would not spend a quarter on one, I would not. But I knew I needed that expertise.
Right.
I was no longer willing to fall on my face and not get results because I was not educated enough. So I had to hire somebody that was. Best decision for me, life changing. And, so it might be something like that. And I had to rearrange finances in order to be able to pay for it. But guess what? I've been able to maintain it. And like I said, a lot of opportunities has presented itself because I decided to invest in my physical health.
Yep. And it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Whether you're getting like a personal trainer, a coach, whoever it is, it's definitely worth it, because I've used personal trainers, and it's definitely working. Like when once they stop the mask and things like that in the gym, I'll go back to getting me a trainer. But
blame you.
But like I said, you definitely have to do what you do for yourself and your goals, and even with me being quote unquote plus size, I like to put those in air quotes, like being plus size, a lot of opportunities come my way as well. And it's, I think, too, number one, the skill, and number two, it's the confidence that you have in yourself, right? Because like sometimes you can be whether whatever size it is, if you don't have any confidence, like you're just not going to shine through, right? And a lot of women that may be plus size that follow me, no, I don't try to make excuses for them or myself, but some of these women, they're ashamed to go in a gym, or they're ashamed to take a walk, or they're ashamed to do these things because they're looking and they're saying, oh my gosh, like people are going to be looking at me, right? But then they can kind of get online and see me jumping in Times Square, or see me over here, or see me over there, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like she can do it. Oh, okay, I can do it too, So it's all about that confidence. And of course, as you become more confident, or as you take the time out for yourself and do the things, and yes, get that help. I'm so not against getting that help, okay? Because guess what, when you want something, you will do what you have to do, right? So like me, I'm not into like the red bottoms or this bag and that bag. But guess what? The weighted rope that I but guess what? The weighted jump rope that I use costs $100, right? And I have no problem dropping $100 on a jump rope, because that's what I like, and that's what I know that's going to get me the results that I need. And it's really up to you, whoever you are that's listening. Sometimes you need help. Go get the help. Like even like even for me, like I go to physical therapy, right? And the exercises that I do for physical therapy, I can do that at home, right? But guess what? Like the health insurance pay for it. I want to get away. That's my that's my me time. Let me like go and do what I gotta do. So it's like whatever that goal is that you have for yourself, you make the necessary arrangements, whether it's finance, whether it's time, whether it's whatever it is, to get the work done.
Right. Agreed. Whatever you need, you are worth it. Like I think that's kind of like, I will always say that whatever it is that you personally need, you are worth spending the money to do it.
Investing. And I like to call it invest.
Invest in yourself. It's literally an investment in yourself. And the whole mommy guilt, I've been there, done that. But it's been a long time since I've been over that mommy guilt. I'm not gonna lie. I've been doing this whole, I've been doing things for myself for a really long time. But to get to the point did take a really long time, right? Because it's so foreign. No older woman in my family has done this.
Right.
So this is one of the many traditions or chains that I have broken when it comes to like family. And how we operate. Just because I just feel like, the mental health part and the self-care part, and the spiritual part is hand in hand. It's hand in hand. All goes together. So you can't say that you're a whole person if you're neglecting one of those areas. You can't. It's impossible. That is not how we're designed. And, it's just, what I'm saying? You really have to take care of the whole entire being, all the parts of you. We're all so complex, but sometimes it's very easy. Sometimes it's very easy to take care of ourselves, but we make it difficult. You know what I'm saying? We make it difficult in order to take care of ourselves. Just prioritize, really encouraging people to just prioritize your own mental health, your spirituality, and your physical well-being. You're going to be better for it all around. No, it's not a magic pill to change your life, but you know what? It could be life-changing for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know until you take that journey. And what I find is, one thing leads to the other, right? So you start here, you focus on the mental health, and then you start working out. And then you're like, you know what? I want to kind of deal with that issue that I never really dealt with. You know what I mean? So then you start to get motivated to start dealing with other stuff in your life. And next thing you know, you're on this healing journey. Right. You know what I mean? And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I'm just a huge fan of self-improvement. I really.
Me too. Look, you wouldn't even know like how many courses and coaching and things like that I invest in for myself, because we got to get better, and I don't think of it as me paying something. I always think of it as an investment. Just like we invest in, we invest in the time that we have to go to work. We invest in clothes, we invest in whatever it is, like I think like all of these are just investments, because they're going to get us to where we want to go faster.
Right.
So before we conclude, is there anything, any offers or anything that you have that you want to tell the audience about? And you could definitely drop your code and everything for the bras, because people ask me about that all the time.
So, for the people in the live, I'm an influencer for SheFit, and so SheFit basically is a women's empowerment movement of supporting women with the best sports bra on the market for working out, and it's different levels, high impact, medium impact, as well as low impact. And so, I'm a proud influencer. I actually was a client years before I became an influencer, and so this is like the perfect, it's like the perfect, get together. Hey, bestie, my best friend just came in. Hey, bestie. So, I'll go ahead and put my code in the live. But if you go to, but like I said,
once I post this, I'll put it in the comments. I'll put it in the caption of the video as well.
Perfect. Okay. So if you go to shefit.com, the great thing about it is if you're like me and you're a busty woman, okay, it's very hard to actually find the right support for the different levels of workouts. For me, I decided to give it a shot, and it was a complete game changer for me. So, and I know it will be, any person that I know that tries it always gives me great feedback, and they're like, wow, it literally secured me and it held me in place. So don't be shy. You could DM me if you have any questions. But such a dope partner, currently with shefit.com. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Follow me on IG, follow me on TikTok. My IG handle is L_Boogie, L_Boogie.
Yes, and if you want to follow, just right where the title is, there's a little down arrow. All you have to do is press that arrow, and you can follow. You can follow her right there.
Perfect. Yeah. I'm a content creator, and so this is kind of like my element, just being creative and things like that. So I appreciate you, Bernadette.
You're very much welcome.
You're
very much welcome.
Doing. I think you're wonderful. You're definitely an inspiration to a lot of women, no matter what size they are. Okay, you 100% are an inspiration, and thank you so much for you using your platform, to shed light on all the topics that you do. Wayne, and I honor you.
Thank you so much. And I definitely admire you as well, right? You just doing the thing. And I'm so glad that we're, here in contact on TikTok, Facebook, or wherever, Instagram, wherever we are, right? And I definitely look forward to more great things coming. So this was very good. So for those of you that watch, whether you're watching live or the replay, thank you so much for coming here. And just realize that whatever you do for yourself, it's all in wellness, and that we have to have everything in check, our physical, our mental, and our emotional. And it's going to look different for everyone, but you got to take care of it all, because without with one of them, like I said, is out of whack, they're all out of whack, So thank you so much, L_Boogie. Like I said, everyone, follow her, and I will definitely be putting your the SheFit as well as the code and the not the comment section, but the caption of this video. So
awesome.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, have a good one.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
T. John, what happened, T. John?